All right, ladies and gentlemen, here we go. Race 1 at the Red Bull Ring. Wessel Stevens and David Gallant on the front row. Adam Barker and Yannick Gunther on the second row. Rudolph Gunther and Waleed Fez on the third row. Ellis Johnson and Mike Marshall on the fourth row. Jason Leonard, Roman Berg rounding out the top 10. Patrick Pieper and Ronnie Wimberly round out the field this morning. All the drivers getting stacked up on the grid. Red Bull Ring, 2.68 miles, 10 turns, a few elevation changes in the first half of the track, and a few very, very tight, tricky turns that will come into play, like turn 2. Turn 2 always a factor in the first couple of laps. Does appear Ronnie Wimberly will not take the grid for race 1. Everybody else on the grid about to start rolling back behind the Porsche pace car. A new season begins here this morning. Who will come out on top? And will anybody be able to unseat defending champ Adam Barker? Adam Barker there in that Lambo in the second row. The 9-time champ of NSS competition. And keep an eye on Mike Marshall this season. He was so close to victory lane multiple times last season. Can he get it done? Here today, they stack up out of the final turn. Wessel has fired and they are underway. A green flag flies at Red Bull Ring. Off into turn 1. Oh, we've already got problems. Waleed Feza got the wall. Wessel still has the lead as they're going to try 3 wide behind. They settle back into 2 wide. 3 wide out of turn 2 briefly. Adam Barker on the attack takes second place. Opens the door for Yannick to the inside. Wow, they're leaning on each other. Got one car way wide back behind. Ellis Johnson losing some ground. Patrick Pieper managed to come through the chaos. He has moved up into 7th. As Waleed has had another problem. Meanwhile, out front, Wessel Stevens is checked out. Already has a 2 1/4 second lead over Barker. David Gallant holds on to 3rd, but Team Gunther right behind in 4th and 5th. And Wessel Stevens will lead lap 1. Ellis Johnson is already on pit road. And let's take a look at some of those lap 1 incidents. Taking a look at Roman Berg coming down toward turn 1. Roman in the BMW just goes way wide to avoid the checkup. Waleed right in the middle of that mess. Oh, he got into the sausage, checked up, and got turned around. Ellis Johnson back behind. Looks like he got a little bit of damage and ends up off in the grass briefly. Does get it back on track. And there's Waleed Feza. He had lost his rear wing, and that came into play as the car went loose on him. Lap 1 was definitely eventful here this morning. After all the lap 1 excitement, Wessel Stevens has the lead. Adam Barker now in second, has set the fastest lap and is closing in. David Gallant holds on to third, Rudolph Gunther in fourth. Yannick Gunther currently in fifth, Patrick Pieper up to sixth. Roman Berg in seventh, Mike Marshall in eighth. Jason Leonard in ninth, and Ellis Johnson in 10th. Waleed Feza has gotten the car repaired, is back out in 11th. Adam Barker sits about 2 seconds behind the leader. Wessel had opened up a 2 1/4 second lead on the first lap. Looks like Adam's starting to chip away. David Gallant sitting in third. Rudolph Gunther now in fourth. Yannick Gunther in fifth. And fifth, sixth, and seventh right there together. Mike Marshall back in eighth, about 2 seconds back, but he is closing in. Remember, he did say in pre-race that car was not the fastest around here. But man, it is a good-looking car. Adam Barker sets the fastest lap yet again. One factor that comes into play here this morning, these track temperatures are hotter than what these drivers practiced in, and they were hotter than the officials this week. They have cooled down a little bit since practice, but as we said, in the official races, they were about 10 degrees cooler. That is making the track a little bit slick here this morning. All that extra heat in the track also is going to come into play in race 2 and their tire wear. Mike Marshall still closing in on that 3-car battle ahead. Yannick in 5th, Pieper in 6th. Roman Berg in 7th was right there with him a lap ago. He has lost some ground. And that is allowing Mike Marshall to close in. Jason Leonard back in 9th, about 2 seconds behind Mike at the moment. As Waleed has just moved up into 10th. Ellis Johnson had a brief off track a moment ago and lost a position. But Waleed is coming to pit road. Looks like he had a penalty. David Gallant, last time by, he took the fastest lap. 1:30.23, and he is closing in on Adam Barker ahead. Rudolph Gunther in fourth. Yannick Gunther in fifth. Now has Patrick Pieper on the bumper. Patrick started to peek out coming into turn one. Thought better of it. Stayed in line. Man, they're really attacking that turn one sausage. And somehow Pieper just set the fastest lap, 1:30.06. Despite the hot track temperature, these guys are getting faster. Roman Berg in seventh, has Mike Marshall closing in. As we mentioned in pre-race, historically that Porsche has been effectively trying to kill the drivers through the turns. It's always the fastest through the turn. The last couple of seasons, drivers have said that Porsche is a lot more stable, but the guys getting into it for the first time this morning said it feels like it's lost that stability. Fast through the corner, but still a handful. Wessel Stevens continues to lead. That lead is down to 1.9 seconds as Barker inches closer. David Gallant in third, still lingering about 2 seconds back. Rudolph Gunther about 2.4 seconds back. Yannick Gunther another 2.5 seconds back, and a bumper full of Patrick Pieper. Roman Berg in seventh, about 2.5 seconds back, but closing in. Mike Marshall still about 1.8 seconds behind him. Jason Leonard back in ninth. Ellis Johnson in 10th. Waleed Feza back to 11th after serving his penalty. Adam Barker appears to have cranked it up a notch. He is now just 1.25 seconds behind the leader, Wessel Stevens. But the 9-time champ definitely knows how to put that car into victory lane. Wessel in the Ferrari has been out front since the drop of the green flag. Can he hold on to it for another 8 minutes? And looks like Waleed had a problem at turn one a moment ago. Waleed has had a rough start to the morning. Oh! He got the apex too hard, sent him over the sausage, and wow. Great job avoiding the wall. Yannick Gunther just set the fastest lap of the morning. Yannick running down his dad just 1.3 seconds ahead. As Patrick Pieper appears to have had a problem back behind. He had stopped on the side of the track. Let's see what happened. Pieper headed down the hill toward turn 3 and something just went really wrong. He just pulls over and stops. Pieper has towed it to pit road. Unlikely the Mustang just broke on him. That'll move Roman Berg now up into 6th. Mike Marshall in 7th. Jason Leonard currently in 8th. Ellis Johnson in 9th. Waleed Feza up to 10th. And remember, folks, race 2, the top 7 will invert. As of right now, that is going to put Mike Marshall on the pole for race 2. As Wessel set the fastest lap. 129.81. If this track continues to cool off, these lap times gonna get faster. That track temperature dropping to 92. Air temperature dropping to 69. Those cooler temperatures help the engine run better, and the cooler track gives the drivers a bit more grip. Wessel has opened the gap back to 1.7 seconds on Adam Barker. Rudolph Gunther now has a mirror full. Yannick Gunther right there behind. Roman Berg in 6 has Mike Marshall inching closer. And it looks like Ronnie Wimberly is rolling out. Ronnie going to use this for practice going into race 2. Make sure you check Ronnie out on Twitch and YouTube. The name is Quad Racing. As we mentioned, Ronnie, a quadriplegic. He uses a little device, a quad stick in his mouth to drive. And if you ever get a chance to watch him at the Nürburgring, man, what an impressive drive. Wessel's lead opening back up to 2 seconds. Barker losing some ground, but David Gallant in 3rd just set the fastest lap and now 1.9 seconds behind Adam and closing in. Yannick Gunther has moved into 4th. Rudolph back to 5th. Rudolph about to have his hands full. Roman Berg and Mike Marshall are almost there. Mike Marshall trying to set up going into turn 2. Couldn't get the run on the BMW. Oh! Roman gets squirrely out of turn 2, opens the door for Mike. Oh, Roman almost gets into Mike. Mike Marshall now into 6th. We saw last season Mike Marshall so close to winning multiple races. He will pull off a win at some point this season. Yannick Gunther in 4th, 6 seconds behind David Gallant. He is reeling him in, but does not likely have enough time. Adam Barker now just 1.1 seconds behind the leader. Can Wessel hold him off for another lap and a half? As always, folks, if you have a favorite driver, favorite car, favorite paint scheme, don't forget to drop into the comments and let us know who you're cheering for today. Adam Barker less than a second behind now, and Gallant getting closer. If these two begin to battle, man, we are in for a show. Because Gallant will be back in the fight in the blink of an eye as Barney waves the white flag one more time around. Can Wessel hold him off for one more lap? Barker is inching closer, as is Gallant. Mike Marshall moves into 6th, trying to run down Rudolph in 5th. Wessel's Ferrari in front of Adam's Lambo. And if you grew up in the 80s and 90s, that Ferrari versus Lambo thing is ingrained in your brain. Wessel Stevens leads into the penultimate corner. Adam right there. But out of the final turn, Adam doesn't have enough. Wessel Stevens will win race 1 at the Red Bull Ring. Adam Barker comes home in 2nd, David Gallant 3rd. And let's see if we can get a word with our top 3. It does not look like we have Gallant available, so Oh, we do now. David, congratulations. I do believe this is your first podium in NSS competition.
Yes, sir.
And to pull off a podium, especially in a Ford, that is a really impressive run.
Easy there, bud. Come on, it's got the American power.
That is true, but that's about all it's got. Man, it wasn't
it's
all.
I was gonna say it's a really good car on this track. I think honestly, a lot of long straights on it.
It definitely does, and you could tell the difference on the straights. You were closing in on Adam every lap, just wasn't enough there late in the race.
I feel like he was looking in his relative there. He could see me. Every time I'd get a little closer, he'd pull away a bit.
Probably was, man. That was a heck of a run and a heck of a way to start the season, man. Congratulations.
Yeah, that was a great first lap there. Whole battle.
It was. Great job, man.
Thank you.
Adam Barker coming home in second. Adam, you definitely had the speed this morning. Just Wessel gets too big of a jump on you.
Yeah, got a big fight on turn 1 and 2. Just meant there was a little bit too far away to really capitalize on any of the first few laps where the Lamborghini's really got the edge on the other cars. With it seems to rotate really well around here. So happy with the car. It's a little bit down on the top end. With the others have got a bit more power than I think the Lamborghini has. But yeah, we're doing some good laps. Just see what we can do, trying to get through the field here, because it's going to be awkward with the lack of pace on the straights.
It's definitely going to be an interesting battle with the invert, but a great start to the season, man. Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you very much.
And our winner, Wessel Stevens. Wessel, you start the season in victory lane. You got to be happy about that one, buddy.
Yeah, and also a bit lucky because my pedals started to become loose in the last 5-6 laps, I think. So it was close with Adam. Was a little bit afraid that he would get me, but yeah, we managed, and yeah, very glad with this win.
Man, that's got to be difficult. I've had the pedals come loose on me a time or two, and I know that is not easy on any track, but especially a track like this where you're braking and getting back on the power is so crucial.
Yeah, corner 1, 2, and 3 are big braking zones, so the rest I was quite comfortable with still-ish. But yeah, definitely the first half of the lap where I lost my time, but yeah. We managed, so it's good.
Well, man, great job. Go tighten those pedals up, and good luck in race 2, buddy.
Thank you very much, man.
Wessel Stevens' win even more impressive now when his pedals were not secured. Wow, great job. Now we go into race 2. The top 7 will invert. I do believe that'll put Mike Marshall on the pole. Could today be the day Mike Marshall finally gets to victory lane? Time will tell, and pit stops will come into play. As buckle up, folks, we're a minute away from race 2. Warm-up comes to a close. Buckle up. It's time to go racing again here at Red Bull Ring. All right, ladies and gentlemen, here we go with the invert. Roman Berg and Mike Marshall have the front row. Rudolph Gunther and Yannick Gunther on the second row. David Gallant, Adam Barker have the third row. Wessel Stevens, Jason Leonard on the fourth row. Ellis Johnson and Wally Fezza round out the top 10. Patrick Pieper and Ronnie Wimberly rounding out the field. It does appear Patrick Pieper, they've unloaded the backup car after that Ford exploded halfway through race 1. Everybody stacked up, and here they go. Hey, good morning, Kevin. How you been? The Porsche pace car getting ready to duck in. Porsche pace car hits pit road. Here they come through the final turn. Roman Berg in control. They fire. They are down and away. The green flag flies. Race 2 at the Red Bull Ring. Turn 1, everybody side by side. No problems this time. Roman still has the lead. Mike Marshall with him. Everybody looks like they make it through turn 2. And now they can settle in. Well, I'm glad you had a good vacation, Kevin. Rudolph Gunther to second, but Mike Marshall was literally on his bumper. A lot of battling back behind. Yannick Gunther is losing ground. Yannick has now slipped back into 7th and battling with Adam Barker. Hey, good morning, Pudsey, and good morning, Inferno. Thank you for the raid. I'm doing great this morning, Inferno. Thank you so much, buddy. You're very welcome, Pudsey. Rudolph Gunther has gone to the lead. Wessel Stevens has had a problem. Roman Berg has slipped back into 3rd place. Rudolph on the attack, and there's a lot of debris. Let's take a look at some of the early incidents. All right, Waleed Feza has the first. Oh! The Lambo gets alongside. Gets alongside, sends him deep into the gravel, and that's how all that gravel ended up on the track. Patrick Pieper battling as well, going into the penultimate turn. Oh, he just shot wide. And a moment later, Wessel Stevens coming into turn 1. And we saw it in race 1, just got the sausage a little too much, and it sends him around. Rudolph Gunther still has the lead. Roman is slipping back even further. Roman has now slipped back into 6th. Remember, all that debris on track since a couple of seasons ago will now stick to the tires and can cause problems for the drivers. Mike Marshall appears to have picked up a slowdown a moment ago. He is going to lose some ground here. Hopefully he can hold on to 2nd. Meanwhile, David Gallant now back up into 3rd. Yannick had slipped back to 8th, but is now back to 4th. And don't look now, but 9-time champ Adam Barker up to 5th. Kevin right and left. Patrick Pieper on the move. Whoa, we've got one off in the dirt. Ellis Johnson. There's Ellis in the Lambo coming through that high-speed section. The back end just steps out. Pieper barely avoids him. He does manage to keep it out of the tires. Kevin, we have been talking to the Unicorn about joining some of the broadcasts. It is in discussions. Adam Barker trying to make the attack on Yannick. Wow, Mike Marshall swings wide to set up. David Gallant in 2nd, Marshall in 3rd. Adam Barker, Yannick Gunther, Roman Burke, all right there together. Patrick Pieper has made his way up to 7th. Will this Ford survive the race? Remember, race 1, his Ford did not make it. While they battle back behind, Rudolph Gunther has opened up a... Oh, Mike Marshall is way off track. Rudolph Gunther has opened up a 2.5 second lead. Let's take a look at what just happened to Mike. There's Mike in the lone Aston this morning, and again just hits that sausage in turn one a little too hard, then hits the inside wall. Kevin, I suspect it's number 2. It is worth pointing out Mike Marshall is in a full motion rig, so wrecks like that, not the most comfortable thing in the world. As Adam Barker has just had a problem. There's Adam in the Lambo. Looked like he just got the rumble strip a little bit too hard. Does back it in and loses the rear clip. Well, everything a bit eventful back behind. Rudolph Gunther's lead is starting to shrink. David Gallant is running him down. Yannick Gunther currently in 3rd, Roman Berg in 4th, Pieper now up into 5th, right on Roman's back bumper. Wessel Stevens in 6th, just set the fastest lap of race 2. And the track temp and air temp has come down even further. Air temperature now 69. Track temperature 88. That track temperature coming down is really helping these drivers find more grip and push the car a little bit harder. As wow, Pieper goes way wide out of turn 2. But holds on to it, moves to 4th. Rudolph Gunther has the lead, but David Gallant has just about got there. Yannick in 3rd, closing in as well. Pieper now in 4th, about 4.5 seconds back. Wessel Stevens now in 5th, Roman in 6th. Adam Barker in 7th, Ellis Johnson in 8th. Waleed Feza in 9th. Mike Marshall has slipped back to 10th. Jason Leonard back in 11th and Ronnie Wimberly in 12th. Yannick just took the fastest lap of the morning, and they continue to get faster based on what we saw in race 1. Unlikely to see tire changes on the pit stop. And Adam Barker, the 9-time champ, has had another problem. There's Adam trying to reel the field back in. Oh, he got the sausage in the middle of turn 2 a wee bit too hard, and it sent him around. As David Gallant has gone to the lead. Rudolph Gunther, Yannick Gunther right behind, trying to reel him in, but that Ford does seem to be a little bit faster on the straights. Kevin, you're probably right, buddy. Wessel Stevens was charging, but has had a problem back behind. There's Wessel closing in on Pieper into turn 2, just on the power a little too soon. Spins her around, quickly recovers, but lost his back bumper. Folks, if you haven't been to our YouTube channel lately, all these races now go on YouTube in 4K. Plus, we have a bunch of YouTube shorts that come out every day. Wessel has taken it to pit road. He might be able to get enough fuel to go the distance. From here, it's going to be close. Hey, good morning, Russell. Not at the moment, Kevin. Roman Berg holding on to 5th. Adam Barker trying to make up ground in 6th. As we saw him come through all that debris on the track, that is definitely going to impact the drivers. Waleed battling with Jason Leonard. Waleed pulls ahead. But again, that debris will stick to their tires for a little bit. Can make the next few turns a little bit tricky. Ronnie Wimberly now up into 11th. Ronnie is closing on the drivers ahead. And again, highly recommend checking out Quad Racing on Twitch and YouTube. Go find a video of him driving with that quad stick in his mouth around the Nürburgring. There's not much in this world more impressive. David Gallant just set the fastest lap in the first lap under the 130 mark in race 2, 129.92. Patrick Pieper in fourth is closing the gap on Yannick Gunther. It does appear that Ford is running better in race 2. Likely, like most Fords, it's had an LS swap. Adam Barker is on pit road. Adam did pick up some damage a few moments ago. Looks like he is going to get that fixed. Oh, looked like Rudolph went a bit wide there. This track does have a lot of places where you can pick up just a little bit of an off track, but a whole lot of debris on the tires. Coming into the final 2 turns, you gotta be very, very careful. Ronnie Wimberly has moved up to 10th, and is closing in on Waleed Feza. And thank you for the stars, Kevin. David Gallant has opened up a 3.1 second lead on Rudolph Gunther and Yannick Gunther. And Patrick Pieper is inching closer. Mike Marshall back up into 7th as he tries to recover from his earlier incident. The first driver to bring the Aston out on track. He did say it was not the fastest car around here, but it is very good looking. We do expect to see Mike Marshall get his first NSS win this season. Ronnie Wimberly has just moved into 9th and is closing back up on 8th place. Waleed Feza as Jason Leonard slips back. Kevin, they go as wide as the track limits will allow to set up for the corner, getting a better line onto the apex. They go all the way out to the red lines in some turns to set up for the turn better, and coming off the turn, swinging as wide as track limits will allow. Carry as much speed as possible on exit. Jason Leonard has had a problem. There's Jason right behind Ronnie through turn 2. And we've seen it multiple times in turn 2 this morning. Just a little too much power and you go around. Wessel Stevens back in 11th off his pit stop. Now has set the fastest lap of the morning. Trying to reel in Adam Barker in 10th. Both of these drivers have completed their pit stops. As we approach the halfway point, some of these drivers may come in to take tires at the halfway point to have the freshest tires the second half of the race. Although likely we will see most of the drivers do fuel only on their stop. David Gallant out front. Got his first podium this morning in race 1. Right now he's got a 5.3 second lead. Will today be his first ever win in GT3 NSS. Rudolph Gunther back in second. Yannick Gunther in third, but Pieper has caught him. Oh, Pieper's around. And he is going to take this moment to go to pit road. Wow, what a setback. We talked about it a lot last season, the lack of rear grip on the Ford. Taking a look at this from a different angle, he may have even gotten on the brakes to avoid getting into Gunther. And the back end just steps out. Oh, you gotta hand it to Patrick. He utilized that in the best way possible. Just drove it onto pit road, get his pit stop out of the way. Adam Barker has made his way up into 8th and is closing the gap on Ronnie. David Gallant out front continues to extend his lead. Team Gunther as second and third. And now Yannick has some breathing room. Roman Berg now in fourth, about 8.7 seconds back. Ellis Johnson currently in fifth. Mike Marshall runs in sixth. Ronnie Wimberly now in seventh. Adam Barker in eighth. Wessel Stevens in ninth. Jason Leonard in 10th. Waleed Feza in 11th, and Patrick Pieper in 12th. Patrick Pieper, Waleed Feza, Wessel Stevens, and Adam Barker have all completed their stop. And it does appear Pieper got a penalty on pit road. Rudolph Gunther and Yannick Gunther nose to tail again in second and third. Roman Berg in fourth, but Ellis Johnson is closing in as Rudolph has gone to pit road. Yannick stays out. Ellis Johnson just about 5 seconds behind Roman at the moment. He is closing in rapidly. Does appear those Lambos awfully fast this morning. Ronnie Wimberly is in for his pit stop. As pit stops are going on, that will allow those like Wessel, who pitted earlier on, to make up some ground here. Jason Leonard in the lone McLaren this morning. Back in ninth, he has not been to pit road yet. David Gallant, meanwhile, continues to extend his lead. Now 9.3 seconds over Yannick. Rudolph Gunther back off pit road, currently in sixth. He is just over 2 seconds behind fifth place Mike Marshall. Roman Berg still has third, but Ellis is getting closer. That gap now down to 4.5 seconds. David Gallant, meanwhile, out front is starting to lap traffic. Only 10 cars left on the lead lap at the moment, and Wessel Stevens has had a problem. There's Wessel coming up the front stretch into turn one. Oh, looks like he hits the sausage at the apex a little bit too hard, and it sends that Ferrari around. As the top four are now in. And it looks like Mike Marshall is going to stay out. Jason Leonard, now the only other car that has not been in. Gallant comes off pit road and maintains the lead. Mike Marshall now in second, 4.5 seconds back. Rudolph Gunther in third. Yannick in 4th. Jason Leonard now on pit road, as is Ellis Johnson. Leaving only Mike Marshall to come in. And Mike Marshall gives up 2nd. He is coming in. Moving Rudolph Gunther back into 2nd, but still 7 seconds behind the leader. Yannick now back up into 3rd, and Adam Barker, after that early incident, has been charging. He is now up into 4th. The 9-time champ definitely knows how to make a comeback. Ellis Johnson has had a problem. He has towed it in. Oh, the back end just steps out under power, and he slides it off into the gravel. And a heartbreak for a guy who was moving forward all morning. All right, after pit stops, the way this shakes out, David Gallant has a 7.5 second lead over Rudolph Gunther. Yannick Gunther currently in 3rd. Adam Barker back in 4th. Roman Berg in 5th. Wessel Stevens in 6th, but he may be coming in next time by. He is showing as having a black flag at the moment. Mike Marshall currently in 7th. Waleed Feza now up into 8th. Patrick Pieper in 9th. And Ronnie Wimberly in 10th. Jason Leonard holding on to 11th. And Ellis Johnson out of the race, as Mike Marshall has had a problem. Looks like coming toward turn 2. And once again, on the power, out of 2, he goes around. We've seen it all morning long. Folks, don't forget tonight at 9 Eastern, more racing to come as the SMR X Series takes to the track. And tonight is a playoff elimination race. After a couple of rough races in the playoffs, the Dominator could be in trouble. Wessel has gone to pit road to serve his black flag. And Jason Leonard overshoots a turn. This section of track has bit more than a few drivers just on the power a little too quickly, and off into the sand he goes. Don't forget, folks, this is just race one of the season. Still a lot of great racing to come. And if you're interested in joining, you can find a lot of posts about it or message us and we'll get you hooked up. Mike Marshall is on pit road. Does not look like today will be the day Marshall goes to victory lane. But that day is coming very soon. Don't forget, folks, next Sunday morning we will be at Le Mans. Man, that will be a show. Gallant now has an 8.5 second lead over Yannick. Rudolph still in third. Barker in fourth is closing in a little bit. Roman Berg in fifth. Whoa, Roman a little slow out of two. Waleed Feza currently in sixth. Wessel up to seventh. Another driver who's had a rough start to race two after winning race one, but he has had a good recovery here this morning. Patrick Pieper currently in eighth, Mike Marshall in ninth, Ronnie Wimberly in 10th. Gallant continues to drive away from the field. Yannick Gunther and Rudolph Gunther in the Porsches just don't have anything for the straight line speed of the Ford. Adam Barker in fourth is about 4.7 seconds back. He is gaining ground on the cars ahead, but 8 minutes left to go. Not sure he'll have enough time. Roman Berg still holds on to fifth. Waleed is now back up into sixth. Wessel in seventh, just 7 seconds back and closing. Patrick Pieper in 8th, about 13.5 seconds back. But he has a 15-second gap on 9th place, Mike Marshall. And Ronnie Wimberly in 10th, at the moment, is faster than Mike Marshall and is closing in. He's about 5.8 seconds back. Rudolph Gunther in 3rd, coming past the lap car of Jason Leonard. That did allow Barker to get even closer, now just 3.9 seconds back. But with just under 6 minutes to go, the only way David Gallant will lose this race is if he makes a catastrophic mistake. Although it is a Ford, it could spontaneously combust. Roman Berg, another driver, had problems early. He started on the pole for race 2, lost a lot of ground in the early laps. Caught up in an incident, he slipped back to 10th, but has fought his way back up to 5th. Wessel Stevens in 7th is closing on Waleed Feza, now just 5.25 seconds behind. And Adam Barker's charge from behind continues as he closes in on Rudolph Gunther. Now just 3.25 seconds back. Air temp and track temp has actually come up a little bit. Air temp back up to 70, track temp to 83. David Gallant about to be into heavy lap traffic. That could be a factor in the outcome of this race. He does have an 8.1 second lead. Flashing the lights at the lap cars, letting them know he is there. Looks like Ronnie's going to pull off to the side. And Mike Marshall is suddenly out of the race. Now David Gallant now clear of lap traffic. Unlikely he will catch up to Patrick Pieper. He has got clear track to the finish. Yannick Gunther in second, Rudolph in third. Adam in fourth, about 2.1 seconds back and gaining. David Gallant should be coming to the white flag this time by. And there it is, Barney the flagman waves the white flag one more time around. Gallant could even back out to play it safe. He has an 8.5 second lead over Yannick. Rudolph Gunther back in third, maybe in trouble. Barker 1.8 seconds back. Can Rudolph hold him off for one more lap? We may see Patrick Pieper in this time. Does appear he has got a black flag, and oh! He tried to bring it in but goes around. Apparently that is the only way Patrick knows to enter pit road. And out of the penultimate turn, David Gallant comes from fifth and runs away with it. David Gallant gets his first ever GT3 NSS win at Red Bull Ring. Yannick Gunther coming home in second. Rudolph finishes third. And before we talk to the top three, Patrick Pieper, we mentioned, had a black flag. He needed to come in. And apparently the only way he knows to enter pit road is sideways. Let's get a word with our top three, starting with Rudolph. Rudolph back on the podium and a great way to start the season.
Yeah, thank you very much, Doug. It was a great race. I was lucky enough that we ran out of time and Adam didn't catch me, so I'm happy with the podium. That's good.
Adam was getting closer and closer and closer every lap there toward the end, but you did manage to hold him off.
Yeah, we both had to take care of our incident points. So I slowed down a little bit more than he did, so he had the chance to catch me, of course. But I really had to make sure that I don't get any more incidents. It was very close.
We saw quite a few drivers impacted by incident points today, but man, a great job and a great finish. Congratulations.
Thanks a lot, Doc. Appreciate it.
Yannick Gunther coming home in second. Yannick, you came home in second, but man, just could not reel David in.
No, he was too fast today. I think I caught up a little bit in the end, but he was, I think, 9 seconds ahead after pit stops, and there was not enough race left to actually catch him.
Well, it's definitely difficult when rumor has it that Ford actually has an LS engine in it.
Probably that's why it didn't blow up.
Exactly. Man, still a great way to start the season, buddy.
Thank you, Doug. Thank you.
And finally, our winner, David Gallant. David, congratulations. Heck of a way to start your GT3 NSS career with a podium in race 1 and a win in race 2.
Yes, sir. Good way to start the season.
It definitely was. And I have to say, rumor has it that Ford has an LS swap engine in it.
Wouldn't mind if it did, but hey, I'll take the Coyote any day.
Man, still a heck of a run, and you might be challenging for the championship the way you ran this morning.
You know, it's been it's a good start. That's all I can say. It's a lot of racing left. Lots of racing left.
Well, man, a great job this morning. Congratulations, buddy.
Thanks, Chief.
Well, a heck of a way to start the season. Folks, don't forget tonight at 9 Eastern, SMR X Series is back on track. A lot of great racing to come this week as well. Hope you guys had as much fun as we did. Don't forget to check us out on Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, Instagram, and YouTube. And we will see you guys tonight. Have a great day, everybody.